to another episode of Bar, Drinks and Entrees. My name is James.
My name is Kenny, and we're here bringing casual conversation to life.
All right.
Guests with us, Keon, we got Ron, Kizzle, James' cousin. We got James' wife, Christina.
Yeah, I'm out here doing it, Kenny. I got my that's my sister, man. Get it right, man. Kizzle, my sister. But Kenny had already introduced everybody, but we're gonna let you guys do it again. So Keon, we're gonna start with you. Introduce yourself, and if you have anything you would like to promote, go ahead and knock it out. Go ahead and do your thing.
Sorry, I had to unmute.
You good?
Hi, everybody. My name is Keon, better known as Kiki. I would like to promote a few things. My sister owns Cheers at 301. It used to be Nipsey's, so definitely go out and support. They are still open right now for takeout and delivery, so definitely support. The food is good, the vibe's always good, and the customer service is excellent. I would also like to promote Future of the Retro, my husband's label. They do clothes. Their website is, give it to me.
Dagnum.
Oh, goodness, right. THAGNM, right? Yeah, that. Dagnum.spreadshirt.com. I wear many hats, but I'll just kind of leave it there. I don't really want to go too far into it, but definitely support the businesses, support the brands, and I'll see everybody.
Okay. Moving on, but you're right about that spot on 301, off of 301. Lemon pepper wings is something different.
I'll
give you some lemon pepper wings. Moving on, we're gonna come to you, BR and Associates, also known as Ron, Big Ron. Go ahead and introduce yourself and promote whatever you like to promote, my guy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, black people, beautiful people, love you all, kings and queens. Well, like you said, I am Ron. You know, I'm BR. You know, I do BR and Associates, VIP Life. We do a lot of huge events in the city. You know what I'm saying? We do parties, we do brunches, we do drinks, we do bartending, we do it all. Shout out to James and Kenny and this lovely platform, the lovely young lady that spoke just now, my man, the Queen, King French. I will speak on the new revived Nipsey's. It is a lovely place. My friend Kim is one of the bartenders there, and I have had the catfish nuggets, indeed. You know, while we in this area right now, where we inside, let's pop, let's be safe. You can hit me up on IG, BRVIP 91010. Put in your orders through DM. It'll be me or my partner. She'll hit you up, and we'll get it out to you ASAP. Same day deliveries. Orders by 4.
Cool. And what is that right there in those cans? In those bottles, if you don't mind telling us.
This right here is just a couple of our, more popular things. This is a strawberry margarita.
Okay.
Now this is for the grown man, and you know what? This is for the adult people. I'm sorry, because women love this too. Okay. This is called a honey bourbon.
Okay.
Now, that is a concoction of my own. I made that one up. I see your lips. You making that old, yeah, that's that serious lip right there. Kizzle, I see you, baby. Look at you. This over some ice will get you right. This is a peach Hennessy drink. We also do strawberry Hennessy. We got pineapple margaritas.
Strawberry Hennessy right here.
We also have something called the Vodka Berry Blast, which is out of this world. I'm getting huge ones about that and lemon drops too. But the menu is there. It's on the website. So when y'all check it out, you'll see everything.
Cool. Kizzle, let's get to you, Kizzle.
All right. So yeah, I go by Kizzle, RK, as some people know me as well. BR, I'm gonna have to get your Instagram again. So that honey bourbon is definitely something I'm interested in.
There you go.
But like James said, we went to college together, know him from way back when. And recently I actually wrote a chapter in one of my homeboys' books, and it's going to drop in June. So look out for that. So tell your friends, check it out. Be prepared to be thoroughly entertained. So
Cool. Do you happen to know the name of the book so we can be on the lookout for it?
I think it's called, he's still kind of going back and forth, but I think it's called How to Know If She's the One.
Okay,
So
cool.
that'll kind of give you a little taste. It's basically a 7 different perspectives on relationships. So anything from cohabitating to financial to physical features to education. So just looking at relationships from different perspectives and being very transparent. So that kind of prepared me for today. I don't know what y'all gonna say or how it's, which angle y'all gonna come at us, but being transparent and just kind of giving my perspective on things despite, popular belief. So I'm excited to be here.
What's the title of it again?
So he's still kind of going back and forth with things, but I think it is going to be called How to Know If She's the One.
What about,
or is she the one?
How to know if they the one?
Oh man, listen, Ron, we're gonna mute you already. Let's get to you, Chris.
They the ones.
Last but not least, my dark skin chocolate latte, my hot cocoa, my wife.
Hey y'all, I'm Chris. I am Akia's best friend. If y'all know Akia, I guess all y'all should, right? Maybe.
My sister.
I am a flight attendant, but I'm taking a couple months off because of Corona. So I'm focusing on things that I've been trying to get accomplished, and I've recently started selling masks under my clothing line, which is Chris Cole Clothing Company. You can find us on Instagram. And as of right now, that's all I'm selling. But when the fall picks up, I'll have a full fall collection for you all. But if you need some masks for the baby, well, not the babies, because suffocation, we don't need that. But like toddlers, children, adults, if you want teams printed, if you want a personalized one with, I don't know, your podcasting on it, or anything else, I make them by hand. They're usually ready in 1 to 3 days. They're $10 for solid print. Solid colors. 15 for prints. I have a gallery of what I have available, but I'm always getting new things. So if you're interested, or anybody else who is, they are washable, reusable, sturdy.
Okay, cool. Glad you guys got things to promote. You know what I'm saying? This is a platform, so it's good that you guys are promoting. And like I said, man, as you can see, everybody on here, all black everything. So I'm supporting all black everything. You know what I mean? So definitely have been to the spot on 301. I'm definitely gonna get something from you, Ron. I'm looking forward to the book, RK. And Chris, I'm gonna get a mask. I need that thing to have a cowboy on it. You know what I mean? Couple stars on it. You know what I mean? Tell him, Ron. You know what it is, Ron. You know what I mean? So we need a couple stars out here.
88.
Yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna move forward. We're gonna move forward with the happy hour edition. I'm gonna let Kenny give y'all the question for happy hour. We got a couple of things we're gonna talk about before we get into our round one. But go ahead, Kenny, give them that happy hour question that you got for them.
Yeah, something in COVID-19 state we've been in for a while. Seems like never ending. One of the questions me and James thought of, just me and him in conversation, it came up. And during the COVID-19 period, if you could have one thing back, what would it be? So, for example, going to clubs, lounges, working, watching sports, nails, getting your nails done, haircut, anything outside of the COVID-19 norm. What would you guys want to have back?
And for time's sake, just give it to us, just like straightforward. You don't have to explain it or anything like that. We just want to know what you want back. Okay, I'm gonna come to you first.
That's easy. March Madness.
Oh,
March Madness, basketball. Keon, what
That's
about
easy.
you?
All right, I had to unmute again. For me, the only thing outside of not having to wear a mask, I mean, that's actually it for me.
wow.
Yeah.
Ron.
Well, I'm sort of a social person, so just being able to have a cookout or go to a day party or something, man. I've never had this much time off work in my entire adult life, ever. I've never gotten this much sleep. I've never gotten this much done. I mean, it's good. This is a kind of a catch-22, sadly to say, like with respect to all the situations that's going down out there and the people that are losing people left and right, which is a shame. I mean, terrible. There's two sides to everything personally each person can go through. So, I mean, it's pros and cons. You just got to stay positive, man.
Oh, so day parties. I hear you, man. Especially with the event throwing that you do and the big parties that I've assisted with as well. So I definitely know what you mean. Chris, what about you, babes?
I want to travel back.
I get that.
Yeah, I'm ready to go somewhere. I took it for granted, and now it's gone. So.
I
Kenny.
think it's still dirt cheap.
It depends on who you flying. Because my airline, no. Well, kinda, but not really.
Cool. Kenny, what about you, Kenny?
I need sports, man. That's all I need.
Oh, yeah, that too. I mean,
all I need.
Who knows if football is going to be football this year? Good God.
And me and my pops, we invested in season tickets for the Raiders. So,
I mean, Kenny, come on.
Doing a lot of traveling to Vegas this year. So, that's one thing I would want to have that.
Got you. For me, I mean, it's the whole thing back, man. Like this new normal, I don't know what it's gonna look like when it's all said and done, man. But I want 2019 back, I guess, because 2020 is starting off real bad. You know what I'm saying? 2020 is not looking good right now.
It looked real good at first, didn't it, though?
Yeah.
Didn't it look real good at first, though?
Yeah.
Like we was lit. Like, money was coming in. Huh?
Yeah. So
money was coming in. People
money was flowing. Yeah, money was flowing.
People was healthy. You know what I'm saying? People was moving. James was running every night.
I'm still doing that. I did 125 last month, man. 125 miles last month. I'm at 25 right now. So
has anybody ever spoken to James after he ran? Yeah, I just did a quick 10 miles, baby.
Man. So, but like I said, with that being said, like what the fella said, man, more so for me, sports, man. Like right now, we'll be watching the playoffs. It's playoff basketball time right now. So that's what I'll be looking forward to, for that. So, moving forward, man. Another question I got for happy hour, man. This is a crazy subject. Y'all can unmute if y'all want, you know what I mean? Because this is gonna be kind of touchy a little bit, but we all know what's going on in the world right now, especially with the young boy. And I did my run for him today. I want to make sure I say his name right, Ahmaud Arbery. I hope I said that right. But I'm gonna come from a different perspective, and I want to get y'all opinion on it, and I want to know what y'all thoughts on it. So pretty much we know the situation, we know what's going on and everything like that with that. Everybody's up to date on that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so my perspective, I was sitting in bed when I woke up and I was sitting in bed and I seen it. So my question was, we've seen this story many and many a times, especially for our culture, and of course it brings back memories for me. The first memory it brought back was Trayvon Martin and his situation and what happened in that space. So with that being said, I was thinking like this. So of course they've been arrested and everything like that, but the conviction, I've seen the law and they've seen that with the district attorney, I believe it was the district attorney wrote saying and how he wrote the laws and everything like that. And I shared it with Kenny as well. That open carry state, how they explained it. And like, I'm scared they're going, I'm not scared. I just think they may possibly get off. So for what I want to ask, I want to come from this aspect. And I'm gonna start with you, Keon, first. because I'm gonna go around to everybody, but I want to start with you, Keon, first. I was like having a conversation with Kenny, and I said, would you avenge your child's death? And I asked Kenny this, and I'm gonna ask him again, but would you avenge your child's death? Or like, so for example, you married a Frenchie, y'all have 2 boys actually, and y'all have a one, he's in the sport, so he's doing running, he ran with me, so he was running, that happened to him, and let's say the person that killed him, the assailant that killed him, got off, you know what I mean, he was acquitted, or he was found not guilty. And, would you, seek revenge and take matters into your own hands? I asked my mom this too, crazy thing. And so what's your thoughts on that, Keon? Would you want to take matters in your own hands? Say Frenchie said, hey, you know what? They didn't convict them, so since they're going to convict them, I'm going to hold court in the streets, and I'm going to do it myself. Would you support that, or would you kind of tell him not to do it, or would you be ready to ride with it? And I'm coming from a different perspective, if I can see if y'all can see where I'm coming from. So Keon, I'm coming to you first.
Okay.
And we're gonna go through this kind of quick so we can get through all the other questions, but I just want to know where y'all at with it.
I have to be honest and say I don't even think it would get to that point. I don't even think they will make it to the point where they been tried and got off. That's just being real. If they would happen to get to that point, and all right, let me be real.
Yeah, be real. We want you to be transparent on this.
I wouldn't want my husband to go to jail.
Right.
I wouldn't want their biological dad to go to jail. I wouldn't want my brothers or cousins to go to jail. However, I will be honest and say that's probably a situation where I would stand aside and let a man deal with it. Gotcha. And that's just what it is. If y'all need to avenge your son's death, I'm gonna probably stand back and allow it. That's just as real as I can get.
Cool. I respect that. Cool. Ron, I'm gonna come to you because I know you have a son as well, so I'm gonna come to you next.
It's sad that me and his mother both are terrified to have a young black male. It's sad that I'm sorry, I'm not taking nothing from women, and they're in the same situation because they do the same thing to y'all. But like, I could almost come to tears right now just thinking about it. But to answer your question, James, I think you already know the answer to that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'd die for mine.
I know. And
in that situation, I'm a father of a single one young black man, and and I want to make sure I'm not being disrespectful or nothing by saying like one is this and that. If you got multiple kids, you still got kids you got to be there for. You know what I'm saying? And I feel you on that. But to me, on my personal place, you took everything away from me that I had to live for. You robbed me of everything that I had to live for. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I got nothing. So you got nothing, as far as I'm concerned.
Gotcha.
And here's the other thing, like what you just said, would it even have gotten to that point? So this happens, what people don't realize, a lot of people don't realize, this happened in what, February? It's May.
Yeah.
Ain't no way February, March, April, fuck that. It ain't no way Friday came and you didn't lock them up. Excuse my language, James. I know we talked about cursing.
No, that's fine. I mean, we understand the passion behind it.
My man. That's why I got the family that I got. That's why I got the extended brothers that I got right there. Y'all gonna have to take care of this because I'm done. Y'all got to take care of everybody else because I'm done at this point.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because here's the other thing. In respect to any situation, like you killed the namesake. My son is the last Williams. You understand what I'm saying? From my family. Mm-hmm. So man, you got to go.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's not even a question because when you look at that video, you had no right. You had no right.
Well, I mean,
Trayvon Martin had no right.
Right. You got money on your books.
Yeah, and we gonna touch on that right and everything like that.
And that's
But
one of the situations where if you go in, just like my cousin, I had a cousin been in jail for 30 years already. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's one of the situations where if I did something like that and I win, nobody would even mess with me in jail because they would be like, you know.
we respect it.
Right.
So don't mean to cut you off, Ron, but we want to move on to the next person.
I'm done.
Kizzle, what about you? What are you doing? Do you avenge your child's death? Do you seek revenge, or do you think of it from a standpoint of it is what it is, things happen, and I pray for the person, or I'm a be responsible to move in a different aspect. What are you doing?
So honestly, I don't have kids, so it's hard for me to feel that connection. But I can feel the pain for a mother or a father who has to bury their child. So I'm kind of like Keon, street code. I know somebody who knows somebody who ain't scared to go out there and take care of that. And from February to May, it's a lot of times that those paths could have crossed. And, the good Bible says an eye for an eye. Maybe not, but that's kind of my point of view on it. Somebody gonna take care of it, because when you disrespect family, you can't let go of that. That's all you have. So
Gotcha. Chris,
somebody gonna ride up on them.
Gotcha. Chris, what about you, Chris?
Like Kizzle, I don't have children, but I know that on principle alone, it would be taken care of. We'll just say that. I'm not the type of person that, I don't push and I don't look for trouble. And, if someone took my child, I could only imagine how quickly it would be taken care of.
Gotcha. Kenny.
Hey man, I'm in agreement with everyone else. I'm a civilian at first, but I will pay. I will pay. I got relatives that aren't civilians. It'll be an easy fix for me. Like I feel what Ron's saying. If you're gonna take what all I gotta live for, then I gotta take something from you. So I won't even be the person that did it.
Hey, I'm sorry, James.
I feel so it's all eye for an eye for me.
Got you. And I'm gonna let you rebuttal real quick, but let me state, I guess with me, I guess it's just, I thought about it. And in the instance, I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm with y'all. I'm riding, whatever it is. You know what I mean? I'm going with whatever it's got to be. You know what I mean? But I guess for me, it's about whatever responsibilities I have at the time. Like you said, Keon, you have other children I think what you know what I mean? Kenny, you have 2 children. You have multiple children. Like you said, Keon, you have multiple children. So I don't know. It depends on the responsibility that I have, I guess, for me. Initially, yes, I was like, I would take it into my own hands and do what I have to do because I already know what it is. At the end of the day, I'm going to be the suspect if whoever killed my child dies. They're going to come looking for me first. I already know that. With that being said, I mean, I don't know. I just think that for me, I would have to see what the responsibility is. Do I have other children that I have to raise? Do I have other people that need me? You know what I mean? Like, I was talking to one of my homeboys. He's an ex-officer. He does something else now, but he said he would do it. He would knock them off too, and he would do it in the sense of he would just slow walk it. So if I did it, I probably would do it in that manner. I slow walk it. I wouldn't do it right away. Plan it. Because from that standpoint, I'm emotionally. So I don't want to do it when I'm enraged or emotional. I'd rather do it when I plan it out carefully and do it, everything like that. So I don't, so I dot all my I's and cross all my T's. But like, I mean, in the end all be all, yes, I feel exactly where you guys are coming from. And I'm saying, and I understand it. Like, I definitely respect anybody's opinion who say they wouldn't, retaliate, such as Trayvon Martin parents, because like looking at what they gone through and everything like that, and watching like just George Zimmerman just sign Skittle packages and stuff like that. I don't know how. That's a lot to handle. And it takes a strong human being to do those things. And right now with this young, I seen an interview with his mom. I seen an interview with the gentleman, Amar's mom, and you know how she handling the situation. That's tough, man. And I commend them for that, because I don't know. I don't have kids, so I don't really know how to react. But I just think it's one of those situations where it's tough. So that's why I wanted to ask you guys, and I definitely wanted to ask the women, even asking the men, if the mom was in a place where she wanted to retaliate and she said she was going to go, you know, kill him, would y'all support her and understand where she's coming from, or would you try to stop her? Like, let me ask y'all that, fellas. So, Ron, would you try to stop your wife if she said she wanted to go handle the business?
Yeah, I got that. No, that's on me.
Okay. What about you, Kenny? Would you support it, Kenny? Would you support her and understand that now you'll possibly be raising your other child by yourself because she's gonna go and handle the you know?
Oh, she won't have to handle that. You know, I'm all like Denzel Washington on John Q. I'm a handler.
Okay.
The best joint, Kenny, you just said the best one, A Time to Kill.
Yeah.
What's the joint from Gerard Butler? When they killed, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I remember what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's James, back to what you just said, dog. Like, no, I wouldn't be reckless with it though. Like that's when you would see the real sinister side. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do everything I got to do to stay home. But here's the other thing: I would use their stuff against them. I felt this way. He looked that way. Yeah. He made me feel this way. You know what I'm saying? Set them up like they set us up.
I'm not demonic in no means, but I'm definitely going to target the people who show up to the court.
So yeah, because I mean, as y'all probably know, I don't know if you guys have read the seen what the district attorney said, but he stated the law and everything like that, and pretty much, you know, in Georgia they can make a citizen's arrest.
Yep.
And
probable cause.
From probable cause.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear the 911 call that TMZ put out?
No, I didn't hear that.
The 911 call, the woman clearly says, "Sir, what crime did he commit? What did you see him do?" And the dude is on the phone like this. The dude is on the phone like this. Well, he's looking in houses. This is sort of like an ongoing thing. He's looking in the houses of abandoned. He's looking in the windows of abandoned houses. Look, there he's doing it again. He just looked in the window.
Yeah.
Like, where are you at right now, James? Let me ask you this: you and me both have talked about buying property in the last couple of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
How often have you stopped, walked up to a house that said for sale, and looked at it like, "Oh, that man, it's a mean layout," you know what I'm saying, or something like that? So, what gave you the right?
I mean, you're right, but like I said, reading what the district attorney stated, he said suspicious, probable cause, and I'm not saying it verbatim.
A citizen has a right by law, probable cause, to retain the individual until the police get there. And if they have a weapon, because the way the laws is written up, it's kind of like an open carry state.
Yeah.
They have a weapon and the individual restrained against them trying to restrain them, and they fight over a weapon, the person that has probable cause has the right to shoot that person.
It's even if they're not armed? Yeah, it's one of those situations where, like, if your life is felt threatened, and I'm like I said, I'm not looking at it, I'm not reading it, but what they stated and I want to say, like I said, I hope I'm saying it right now, is the DA. What he stated was, he said Ahmad lunged at him first, and which made one of the guys feel threatened. So now, because he felt threatened, he was forced to use his weapon. And I'll send it out. I'll send it to everybody, or and everything like that, so you can read exactly what he said. But it was like, it's an open carry state. If you feel threatened, if you feel for your life.
I just think people should look at it the way Ron explained it, more so than this what's in black and white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
It's me.
it was just one of those situations that I definitely want to touch on, man, you know, because, you know, we see this so much. And like I said, we definitely have to move on, but I just want to touch on it real quick. But, you know, I was watching, shout out to Chips, Mo Chips, Milk, and Pup. They was talking about it yesterday, and Ron had made a statement on there like, you know, it's always one of those situations where I assumed, it looks like what I thought. It was suspicious, things like that, and it's like we have to do a better job, I guess, of policing ourselves and all that, and fighting for this situation. You know what I mean, and not just letting it go. You know what I mean? So, you know, because we see it too many times, and like I said,
if somebody pulled a gun on you, don't you feel threatened?
Yeah, but he lunged forward too. Go ahead, Keon. I know you want to say something. I can see. What? Go ahead.
We also need to do two things. As Black people, we need to get out and vote, and we need to do jury duty. Those are two really big issues.
I've been saying that.
Yeah. 9 out of 10.
That's an interesting point.
So go ahead, Keon.
Want to get off. I think it's going to go to trial, but I also think they're going to end up getting off. That's our reality. Yeah. But if we go and we have people that look like us sitting here, then they can relate.
Yep.
The fact of the matter is, a lot of different people from different classes and different cultures, they can't relate to what's going on. They see, ex-police officer, automatically believe what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Those laws.
That's not reality. We need to do jury duty. So we're out there and we can say, this is what I think.
What's the first thing everybody do when they get jury duty? They open up the envelope. They suck the teeth. Get out of it.
Okay, what was you about to say?
What I was gonna say to piggyback off what Keon is saying, you know, those laws aren't really written for us. Right. We've been brought up in with the mentality going back ancestors to having to fight for everything. So when you get caught in those kind of situations, your initial reaction is, I gotta fight to stay alive, and their reaction is, oh, I gotta shoot to kill, because I know these laws are written for me, not for the person that my gun is pointed at.
Yeah, I'm within my rights.
Cool. Yep. Before we move on, like I said, for time's sake, before we move on, Chris, you got anything you want to say on this?
You know, I'm one of the people who I try to refrain from watching the news. I have been more so in the last year or so, just because it's also heavy, and it's too desensitized. It's too, it's just too heavy for me. And I am just hearing of his case, last week, as it circulated through. It makes me feel like it's like that Facebook circulation of like a 2-year-old, you know, story, and you just see it on your timeline and everybody posting it, and you like, well, that happened 2 years ago, you know. I had no idea. But seeing it, and I actually did watch the video, it's just a really sad situation. I mean, I'm like Keon, I don't think they're going to get convicted, you know, because I'm reading some things like he was also investigating him at some point. So it's just like all these things point to our normalcy, which is no conviction and a death that his mother has to carry and his family has to carry, and now the entire Black community has to carry. And it's a cycle at this point. Like, I don't even know.
So
let me just say one thing though. On top of Keon saying, you know, we should do jury duty. Not to combat what she's saying, but we also should be knowledgeable about the laws, because
absolutely
committing these murders are knowledgeable about the laws.
Right. Absolutely.
Very state. They know about probable cause. So they out there doing what the laws say. And the second thing is, I think every person of color should exercise their right to bear arms.
And that's the Second Amendment.
I'm about to make another point on that too.
Second Amendment. Like I said, for time's sake, we got to move on. But it was a couple of things that I did see on Instagram that I thought was that was something that I was like, wow. One person said that the only reason why they were arrested because we and they were talking about us black people seeing it. That was the only reason why they arrested. And somebody else said that we need to do a better job of policing ourselves. And they also said that on 3 Stars Too Many Bars. I watched their podcast. It's a good podcast, by the way. Check it out. That's my other homeboys, Milk, Pup, and Milk and Chips. So check that out if you guys get a chance. But one thing, governing and policing ourselves. Somebody said, I've seen a lot of posts of, hey, you know, support the McMichaels. You know what I mean, and things like that. So, you know, with that being said, like we have to move on and everything like that. So Kenny, moving forward, go ahead and move forward with the thing that we normally do. I just want to let you guys know we have this game that we play. We started maybe like 3 or 4 episodes ago. It's called Gotta Get Rid of One. So Kenny's gonna read the question to you guys, and what we want you to do is pick which one you're gonna get rid of, and then we're gonna and tell us why. We're gonna move on, and then we're gonna go right into round 1. So go ahead, Kenny.
Gotta get rid of trust, honesty, communication, or chemistry.
Kenny, pick who you want to go first.
Keon.
All right, you said trust, honesty, communication, or
chemistry.
Honesty.
Okay.
I think.
Ron, I see your hands over here.
Ask the question again.
Or are we just naming it and moving forward?
Name it and explain why. Just name it and explain why. We're gonna move on because you know what I mean, for time's sake.
Why? All right, go ahead.
You cannot have a relationship with anyone that you can't communicate with, and not just a physical type relationship. You can't have a mother-daughter relationship or a sibling relationship with someone you can't communicate with. It just never works. With chemistry, when you have chemistry, a good chemistry with someone, everything else flows. The loyalty, the love, everything else flows. When you trust a person, you are more likely to open up.
All right, cool.
The honesty will come.
Gotcha.
When all of those other things are in place.
All right, cool. Well, we're gonna come to you last because I know you're ready to rebuttal. But Chris, let's come to you. Chris.
I think that I would give up trust.
Okay. Why you give up trust?
Because if at the end of the day you're being honest, that's what I care about most. Like if essentially trust and honesty kind of go together in my book.
Gotcha.
But if I had to choose one over the other, communication is a must. Chemistry is an absolute must. If you're being honest and I just don't trust that all the time, I would rather you still be honest than me to trust you and you be dishonest.
Cool. Kizzle.
I'm gonna have to go with my girl Keon and say honesty. I'm gonna give up the honesty, and the reason being is because if you're willing to communicate, then eventually we can get to you being honest. So you may lie about things because you're insecure about them. You may lie about things because you're unsure about yourself. But if you're at least willing to communicate with me, we can get to the honesty part.
Okay, cool. Ron.
Yo.
Jesus Christ, Ron. Which one you getting rid of?
You forgot I got a kid and walking around here biting himself. I'm sorry.
I apologize that your dog is biting itself. Okay.
All right. I assume y'all mean in a relationship. What's the most important thing?
Mm-hmm. Oh, which one? No, you got to get rid of one. No, you got to get rid of one.
Oh, the one that I got to get rid of.
Yes. Like, got to get rid of it.
So y'all all would get rid of honesty.
Yeah. So go ahead and tell us what you're going. Yeah. Go ahead and get rid of the round. We're going to get to that. Well, what are you getting rid of?
Say them again, Kenny. Say all of them again.
Trust, honesty, communication, and chemistry.
Trust, honesty, communication. Okay, honesty. So now that makes sense that y'all said that because why am I saying that's the one to go with? I can say that now, James. I have your permission.
Good.
All right. The reason why I say get rid of honesty is because in a relationship, what I've known is this, and this is from both sides. Nobody wants to know everything. Women do not want to know the truth, and I'm telling you from a man's point of view, you do not want to know the truth at all
Chris
times.
said she did, but we'll get into that. But go ahead, Ron. I don't mean to cut you off. Chris said she
They
did.
don't. They do not want to know the truth. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm in situations now where I just don't want to know. I mean, because if I know, that makes me go into a whole nother me.
Change your dynamics on the relationship.
It changed my whole mood.
Okay, cool. Kenny.
Go ahead, John. Me right now.
I see you eating them lemon pepper wings. Drinks and entrees. Nah, but for me, it's honesty. Ask me no. Hey, listen. What I don't know won't hurt me. I don't really want, like you said, you know what I mean? What I don't know won't hurt me. I need the chemistry. Like Chris said, trust and honesty kind of go hand in hand. So eventually, hopefully, you know, you're a stand-up person. And if you're not, if I don't know, if you can hide it well, do your thing.
Don't ever let me find out.
Yeah, man, chemistry is a big thing, and communication, we have to communicate in order to be on the same page. So I'm getting rid of honesty. Like I said, it's a creed that I've heard, and I started living by this creed too. So when it comes to that honesty thing, I was told, listen, be good or be good at it, and it's a right way to do wrong things. So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I can get rid of honesty. Kenny, you good over there? You ready? Them lemon pepper wings gone down? You good?
I may accept being the odd one out of the bunch. I think I have a bit of communication. I think women talk too
much. You know what, Kenny? I had one, but I'm not going to infiltrate your lifestyle like that. Because I know you're right.
This is my logic. This is my whole logic. Being a married man, everyone told me before I got married, you know, the woman will always be right. She's always right, even when she's wrong. So what's the point of communication? She's always right. So I would rather lean on chemistry to fill that void a little bit more so than communication. Because I got to compromise even when I'm writing on it.
All right, cool. Good job, man. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for the happy hour, man. We about to move on to the questions, but while Kenny's shaking up the mixer for the questions, let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you guys. Keon, what you sipping on over there?
Had to unmute, my bad. I had sweet red wine. It's the Linganore brand.
Okay.
The best.
Kizzle, what you sipping on? I seen you put the cups to the lips a couple times.
Little Blantons. Got a little Blantons in here, little bourbon.
Okay, my girl, I love
special
a bourbon.
occasion, so
I like the bourbon, man. Big OG Ron, what you sipping on?
Strawberry Hennessy, brother.
Strawberry Hennessy. Chris, what about you?
San Antonio Sweet Red.
Okay. Kenny.
I got Ron's strawberry.
Oh.
Okay. For me, I'm still in my Cinco de Mayo phase. So I got I've been drinking on, but I finished this one. The Casamayo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sipping on both of these right now. Like I said, I finished this one. I'm on to the next one, Casamigo. You know what I mean? It's a good tequila. So that's what I'm at right now. So with that being said, we're gonna move on to round one. Kenny, go ahead and shake it up. With round one, with that being said, Kizzle, we're gonna come to you first on that round one once he picked the question.
All right.
Okay.
All right. First question, round one. First round.
Round one on you, Kizzle.
Round one.
Why would you get married? What's your reasoning? Is it convenient? Is it for convenience, financial stability, tradition, love, happiness, children, spirituality, etc.? Just give us a why you would get married.
Why would I get married? That's actually a really good question because I've kind of gone back and forth with myself to decide if that's even something that I want. And I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm comfortable if it doesn't happen because I don't want to have to divorce.
Gotcha.
I come from a family where started as a 2-parent home, ended up being a 1-parent home, and I'm okay. I was okay with that. I was okay with that as a kid. It didn't tear me up. I felt like that gave me a better life and gave me the opportunities that I was awarded today. So in order for me
Did you have
to,
a bonus mom? Did you have a bonus mom or a bonus dad?
I had my auntie Shirley. That was my other mother.
Okay, so
My
you got
auntie Shirley.
extra gifts.
Extra gifts.
No, but go ahead.
So for me, it would honestly, genuinely have to be someone who just wholeheartedly makes me happy, keeps me happy, and is willing to deal with me when I go through those mood swings, and can put up with my nonsense, even in a no nonsense type situation. Like we mentioned before, I'm big on communication. So if you can't talk to me and you can't learn to love me and communicate to me to my best abilities and allow me to do that for you, then I'm okay not being married to you. So okay. It would have to be on mutual understanding. For mutual understanding, not just love, because love can fade. So if you got a good sense of humor and we have a mutual understanding and we on the same page and you can push me to a point where I'm ready to fall off the curb, then that's what's going to make me married.
Okay, cool. Ron, let's come to you, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Why would I get married?
The inconspicuous Ron.
Yo, he got some ammo. He gearing up over there, man. He had to swipe his nose 3 times, man. I mean, he can say something crazy.
I mean, why would I get married? So I always say this in relationships. The little things mean a lot to me. I need that security of a best friend and somebody that got your back no matter what. You know, I look at that in women all the time. I look for that in women all the time. Like, as much as, see, I was raised by a man and a woman. Even though my parents were apart, my father was very intricate in my life.
Yeah, you muted yourself by accident, brother.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, you good.
I know what that means. So, yeah, I'm looking for somebody. I'm looking for a partner, like, you know, a partner in crime, me and you against the world situation. So that's the reason why I need somebody to match my humor.
You looking for so would you call that companionship?
Yeah, I'm looking for the equivalent to me within reason. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you got business, I got business. We got jokes, I got jokes. We want to live this life to the fullest.
Gotcha.
Which is why I don't believe in might as well either. Like, I might as well marry this person because I've been with him for 10 years. I hate that.
Gotcha. You don't believe in convenience. You don't believe in convenience.
I hate that shit. That's a recipe for disaster.
Okay, cool. Chris, what about you?
I mean, I grew up with my parents getting married, divorced, remarried, divorced.
Wow.
Married.
They've been married 3 times?
Not together.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you got a couple bonus moms and bonus dads.
Yeah. So I mean, the only way that I would get married, because it's not something that I ever looked to, just because I don't know. I'm not really like and this may sound weird, I'm not your R&B, you know, love. I am a romantic, but I'm not, oh my God, I can't wait for my wedding day kind of thing.
Gotcha.
The only way that I would get married if it was to my true companion, my lifetime companion, like, just like Mom was saying, like, I'm an entrepreneur. So in some sense, you either have to be that perfect support or you have the same thing going on.
Gotcha.
In some sense. Not like you running the nightclub all night and I'm, you know, sewing all night. But I mean, we have to have the same energy. But that's the only way I would get married, because it's too many people out here. Like, I'm fine with, like, I'm fine with being the rich auntie, you know, with the G-Wagon, and I've just got my business.
Hey.
You know, but for me to marry somebody complete, like, well, as complete as incomplete. you know.
Yeah,
You
got you. So Keon, the reason why I came to you last, and I'm gonna come to Kenny next, of course, but I'm gonna come to you last, Keon. The reason why is because you are married, and I wanted to know. My thing to you is, what was your thought process before the marriage? I'm not sure if you've been married before, whatever have you, but the thought process. What were you getting married for before you got married, and then now that you married, what do you see? What was the reason for you getting married to my guy? You know, one of my aces in the hole. You know what I mean? So, Keon, talk to me.
All right. There were a few things. One, I always knew that the person I married had to be my friend.
Okay.
We had to be able to have that. Like French and I, when we first started dating, we've known each other for years. But when we first started dating, like we were traveling, going all over the place. Things just meshed really, really, really well. So that was one thing. We had to be friends. The second thing was he balanced me really well. Like he knew when to tell me to just shut up. He knew when to, you know, tell me, all right, you were right, but you could have done this differently. But no matter what, he always has my back. Those things were very, very, very important. I will say we're still very, very, very newly married. For those who don't know, we just got married February 14th.
And congratulations to you.
Thanks
very much. You know, it's funny because you say that, all right, when we get married, things won't change, but things change. Not necessarily for the worse, just change, you know, a little. Like French cooked dinner twice since we've been married. He used to cook. He over there laughing, but you know, that's but like the balance and the you know, the friendship and just making sure that the person who you marry is, you know, y'all are solid all the way around. Because marriage work. I was on the phone with a girlfriend who's been married a little over 2 years, right before we started tonight. And she was like, girl, it's been 2.5 years worth of work. And it's true, you know, it's work, it's daily work. But you just gotta make sure on those days when you don't like your spouse, you still love them.
Gotcha.
Oh, that was a sermon, girl.
Kenny, what about you, Kenny?
Yeah, like all those examples I gave, everybody expressed. I guess I would say, I would hope my friends would think I'm a religious type of person.
You said what you say?
Religious.
Okay.
Type of person.
Oh, right. That also.
You know, I believe that God did put a woman on this earth to be a partner of a man. So I grew up seeing that with my mom and my father. They're still together. They've been together my whole life. I was a baby when they got married. So I was only a few months old. So that's a structure that I felt when I get older, that's what's supposed to happen. I'm supposed to find I did it from a spirituality standpoint, and you know, once I was cool with that, with the spiritual standpoint, everything else would fall into place.
Gotcha. So you did it for spirituality and then the structure of your home.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, my reason for getting married is definitely not love. You know what I mean? Of course, love plays a role. I see how you looked at me, Chris. But you know, it's definitely not all about love. For me, it's companionship, financial stability, because I definitely feel two incomes is definitely better than one. And I'm not necessarily saying I'm getting married for the kids, but growing up in a single family home, not having my dad in the house, my sister's dad not being in the house, you know what I mean? I'm being fully transparent right now. I want to be there. I want to be there for my kids. And I mean, you can be there for your kids without, of course, being in the house, but I don't want to have to not see my kids every day. So hopefully the young lady that I choose to marry, because I definitely want to get married, because I definitely don't want to, you know, be alone when it's all said and done. The young lady that I choose, you know, we can have a child and I can be there every step of the way with my child. That's a big thing for me. You know what I mean? Especially not having my, you know, biological dad in my life until I turned what, 34. So for me, like, it's financial stability, because 2 incomes is better than 1. When you can split some of that shit, some of these bills, man, you can live a better life a little bit. And like I said, companionship. I want somebody to share what I got with, and I want them to share with me too. You know what I mean? I like to, you know, like I said, I like to have fun. I like to be joking and everything like that. I like to just, you know, go out of town with somebody. Like, and for the men on the show, I know Ron, I know Kenny, but Kenny's married, but I know for Ron, like, he don't want to be around me all day, every day. You know what I mean? He don't want to sit around me all day, every day. He want to have a young lady sometimes. So from a companion standpoint, you want somebody that you can actually tolerate, per se, because at the end of the day, we all know relationships is whoever bullshit you want to put up with the most. So,
that, like, I'm a type of person. I'm a person. I love art. I think that's why I hold grudges.
mm-hmm.
I'm a person. I love art, like, in different ways. Like with my friends, like, you know, I promote their stuff. I go out, you know, on a limb for my friends, man, all my homies, and then, like, for my woman, my lady, like, I do the same. Like, like, for me, you know, just in the mix of, just because what you gave your example and your meaning about how you chose financial, you're the most financially conscious guy I know. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Say what you guys say, Kenny. Say what you guys say. You ain't gotta put in those nice words.
He called you cheap.
You
He said
think I'm cheap.
He said you cheap.
Ronnie, you think I'm cheap too? I just seen your face.
Nah,
I don't think you're cheap.
nah.
Okay, cool.
No person that got 300 pairs of tennis shoes is cheap.
Wow, Ron. Wow.
Yeah, but I just, you know, I just want to say love is a part of I love art. So I dated my wife 2 years before we got married. So everything was good, you know.
Okay, cool. Moving on to the next round 2. But before we move on, let's just recap. Kizzle, the main thing you getting married for?
I guess it could almost be like if it works and it's convenient for my life. So I guess it's kind of convenience.
Convenience, cool. Ron.
A tax write-off.
My God, Chris.
Companionship, somebody to spend all these millions with.
Yeah, okay. Keon.
Balance.
Lamar. Kenny.
Lamar.
My bad.
Love and spirituality.
All right, and for me, like I said, financial stability to help me pay these damn bills around this motherfucker, and companionship, and like, you know what I'm saying, because I want to be there every day for my child.
So that explains why you always been so careful, because you know if you got a kid, you kind of stuck with her and you moving in together.
Yeah. You know, kids, we had some good moments at Coppin, baby, but let's keep that.
Oh my God, Coppin.
Don't do that.
Sorry.
I don't know if you've seen it. First of all, I don't know if you've seen the tallies. I posted today. HBCU, they did the top 50. We was number 4. But moving on to round number 2, baby. Go ahead, Kenny.
Man, please.
I'm gonna say, Chris, I had to leave because I wanted to graduate. So yeah, it was a good time. Okay. But when I wanted to actually get my degree, I had to.
It's okay. I was at Morgan.
Gotta get up out of it.
Come on, man. Next question. Next round.
Second round, guys. Second round. Let me read the question. Why is women classified as being promiscuous? Damn, big words. Okay. Why is women classified as being promiscuous, or AKA, lack of a better term, a hoe, when sleeping with a lot of men? James, you want to pick?
Let's start with Kizzle, because, you know, she's been a tomcat in a sack in her day.
Tomcat in a sack. Why do I think, and I would say men in particular are the ones who label women as hoes or promiscuous. And I'm gonna say my reasoning is because there's a lack of confidence somewhere, because you always worried about who was before you and who gonna be after you. So if somebody is before you and you're not the only one, she a hoe. But if you only, then this is the purest girl you ever met. But let her break up with you and you see her with 3 other guys and she don't have to sleep with none of them. But because she not with you and that's not your conquest anymore, your ego calls her a hoe. So a lot of it, I think, comes internally from guys lacking the confidence of if you knock it down and you beat it down, you did that. It don't matter who was before you or who after you. That don't mean she a hoe because you done slept with 13 of her friends. So,
see why you?
Because I done slept with 13 of her friends.
Wow. So wow, okay, cool. Before I come to Ron, I'm gonna go to all the ladies first. I want to see all the ladies. Yeah, I'm gonna go to all the ladies first.
Please do.
Before we get into this,
Ron ready to load up.
Because I'm gonna be the enemy. I already know.
Chris, let's come to you.
Okay, say the question one more time.
Why is women classified as being promiscuous, or AKA, lack of a better term, a hoe, with a lot of men?
Because people don't know how to mind their business. Because at the end of the day, there are plenty of men who sleep with a bunch of people, men, women, whoever, sleep with a bunch of women, and nobody says that about them. Everybody's worried about the woman.
They say that about men too.
Yeah, they do. But let us talk, Ron. We're gonna come to you.
Okay. No, I mean, it really comes down to mind your business, because if you wasn't in my business, you wouldn't know. Like, and what does it matter? Because if, let's say, for instance, you're talking to somebody who's slept with as many people as you have, but you don't consider them a hoe, or maybe you do. I don't really know, but mind your business.
Okay, cool. Keon.
There we go. I'm muted now. Okay. First of all, let me start by saying I do not think that women should only date one at a time.
What you say? Once say it again. I couldn't hear you.
I do not believe that women should only date one man at a time. Yeah, absolutely. Now, how many people you sleep with is a different story. Okay. I've never been in a situation, I'm 34. I've never been in a situation where I've been sleeping with more than one person at a time. Gotcha. However, I think that when you date, you're supposed to date to figure out what you want and what you don't want. If you're only dating one person at a time, and you don't know what you want or what you don't want, or you don't have anything to compare it to. So I just want to get that out the way. Like I said, I don't think I'm speaking with everybody, but that's up to you. I think that women are labeled, I feel like there's always a double standard.
Okay.
That's just what it is. That's the reality that we're in. I don't think that women are any more hoes than men when they sleep with 10 different guys. You have the same STD, you can have the same babies. I think it's a level playing field, but I think that men, yes, men, some women, but most of the time men label it that way. Insecurities. And then if I tell you you're a hoe, you sleep with more than one person, you're less likely to sleep with anybody outside of me. So I think it's a way to keep you contained as well. But again, I'm not the person. I haven't really had that many partners, so
cool.
We're not. But I just think that that's really what it is. You want to keep a person contained into a box, and that's why I'm leaving them that way.
Cool. Let's go to OG Ron down here, man.
So, I think that's the most offensive thing you can call somebody as a hoe, male or female. Because James, all right, so James knows me, Kenny knows me. I've never considered myself to be a hoe or nothing like that, but I get real pissed when somebody says some shit like that. So I've never been a dude to call a woman that. So If you've been with a bunch of guys, I mean, you've been with a bunch of guys. I don't really, see, my arrogance doesn't allow me to give a shit about that.
Hey, tell him, Ron, your confidence is through the roof, baby.
Yeah, it's like you know, like your like your rep, like, or your presence. Like, I take care of my situation when I need to take care of my situation. So it ain't really got nothing to do with nobody else. Meaning, I mean, I'm not gonna be played as a fool. I am territorial, but with that being said, I don't be caring about that kind of shit. Like, I mean, how many? I might ask, of course, because here's the problem with this area: the DMV.
This big.
Is this big, right? Now, like, I use prime example, you know, my son's mother. My son's mother don't know nobody in our circles, nobody. She's from a whole nother place, you know what I'm saying? So I tried to go outside of it, but, you know, it's so many different thoughts in that. I'm sorry. But I don't really care.
So why do you think women are classified that way?
Because I think women are classified that way by other women more than they are by guys.
Okay, why? Talk to me, brother.
Can I get a
yes, sir. Talk to me, brother.
Because here's the thing. You hear a woman say, oh, she's a hoe, she's this, and she's that, way more than you hear a man say that. Way more.
Gotcha.
Now, when a man says something like that, it's because, like, let's say if she gave it up too quick and you know like 4 dudes that she can all hit, y'all all know each other. That's when a man go like, well, she's a little bit too much for me.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? It's a wife. But women do that all the time. That's the first thing out their mouth. When they get mad at another woman, she's a hoe, she's a this, she's a freak, she's a whore, she's a that. So women do that way more than men do. So
gotcha. Cool.
I'm gonna interject. I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay, Kevin. I'm about to move the
You say women do that more than men, but I'm pretty sure both of these ladies on here can attest to what you said about it's more so.
Hold on, Kizzle. We losing you a little bit, Kizzle. Hold on, Kizzle.
Let's give it a second. Let her.
Yeah, I disagree with that. Because
okay, I'm sorry. You were
she's
frozen
doing
a second. I'm sorry.
You got me back? Am I back?
Yeah. You back.
My bad.
We back.
I was doing a mannequin challenge. My bad.
Yeah, you back.
When you say women who say that are insecure as well because they're not minding their business and they're worried about some other stuff. But when you say men don't say it, I'm sure
I didn't say they don't.
Both of these women can attest.
Say
it more. You're right. I'm sure they can attest, because I know I can. I've had a conversation with my homeboys, James included, where he calling the shorty a hoe. So he may not say it to you and Kenny, but he gonna call one of us and be like, man, I heard she was boop, 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 and call her a hoe. So they saying it, they just not saying it to their homeboys. Because if he say that, he call you and say that, he's soft. Like, why you tripping off that girl? What you worried about her for? But we listen to that all the time.
But that was in my younger years.
Don't matter, you did it.
But you right. I get you right, Kizzle. Respect. You right, Kizzle. Kenny, let me come to you real quick because, like, you know what I'm saying, we trying to get through this.
Real quick. But I see it from so many ways. I've seen it from all sorts of ways, from Ron to, you know, and even what you're gonna say, James. But I have, up until the time I have 2 daughters, and when we talk about the term hoe, I don't look at body count.
Okay.
Like,
you said you don't look at body counts, but you look at what? Speak up for me.
No, I don't look at body counts. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know I'm the biggest Tupac fan ever. So there's 2 songs called "Keep Your Head Up" and "Get It Running." And I think the song "Keep Your Head Up" is for the mothers, the daughters, and the women who respect themselves. And I think the song "I Get Around" is for the women who use their cooch for personal gain.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't equate body count or anything like that. But if you using your cooch to break up 2 good friends or for money or for whatever, then, you know, or you lying and saying somebody raped you or something like that, those are hoes. I have no problem with that. But, you know, that's just me.
Okay, cool. For me, I just think, like you said, I was talking to somebody about it the other day, and they said that it's a men are the reason for that statement. I just think, like Keon said, for the most part, it's double standard. You know, women oppose it. Once a woman give that up, that's like, for me, and this is my opinion, that's their prized possession. That's what they got. That's what separates them from other women. You know what I mean? That's their prized possession. How much miles you got on that box? You know what I mean? For lack of a better term. You know, that's our prized possession. You know what I mean? If y'all give it to a lot of women, it's not. I mean, not a lot of women, but a lot of men, it's not sacred anymore. Oh, and a lot of women, because we do have 2 women on the show that, you know what I mean, deal with women. But, you know, I think that it's no longer sacred. You know what I mean? It's just like anything. You know, if it's readily available, then it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? So, I mean, now as I got older, men can be hoes as well. Men can be hoes as well. But I think it's just one of those situations where it's just a double standard. Just for example,
what is a hoe? What is a hoe?
Really, to me, the real definition is just my opinion that a hoe is somebody that turn tricks. That's what I thought.
Personal, you use it for male or female.
Yeah, male for turn tricks, but for what it's used for now, or whatever, hoe, whatever, somebody that sleeps with a lot of people. But like I was saying,
that's when you're young.
Yeah, but what I was saying though, like I said, it's a double standard, I guess. Society makes it that way. It's a double standard. Like, for example, if I told y'all I was raped, y'all would be like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? If I said that I was raped, if a man says he's raped 9 times out of 10, like, whatever. You know what I mean? But if a woman filed for rape, it's, you know what I mean? It's just a double standard. Like, if a girl,
he's a monster.
Yeah, he's this. So, I know Kenny has some follow-up question because I want to move the pod along. But I know Kenny has some follow-up questions. So, Kenny, speak to the follow-up question so we can move.
We can be very quick. 2 questions, and I'll just ask the first one. We'll go around, then I ask the second one. Would you date and commit to a woman or man who has a large track record?
Ron, going to you first.
So here's my only thing. If you was in a relationship, all right. Here's where that goes. If you was in a relationship with somebody that I know of,
we're gonna get there. Hold on, we're gonna get there. Let's answer the first question. Can you date somebody with a long?
You got different parameters to the answer to that question, though.
But just if you
talk to the young lady and you asked her what was her count and she told you, could you date somebody with a large? Could you date a woman with a large body?
You mean the number? Oh yeah, I don't care about that. Not that part.
Cool. Chris, what about you?
How much did you learn from those situations?
Chris, what about you?
I mean, at this point, I'm 30.
I'm 30. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. At this point, I'm 30. And because there are 6 degrees of separation in the lesbian community and also the DMV, there are not a lot of people without a more than 5 count. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it's got to take.
So it don't bother you?
It doesn't bother me as long as you ain't got nothing that I can get.
Okay, cool. Keon. Well, Keon, you married, so you can't really speak on but in your history, because you are married, in your history.
I'll just say this: my husband has a long track record.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. You know, man, he's an angel in my eyes.
Oh, you know.
he's the angel in my eyes.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nothing you talking about. I know nothing you speak of. He's an angel in my eyes. RK.
Now it doesn't matter. Before it did, now.
Kenny, before the marriage.
Hey, same here. I'm in my late 30s, so at this point.
So I guess.
Hey, look, you know what's funny about that, James? You'd almost wonder why.
Yeah.
Only 5?
Yeah. So for me, it's the same difference. Next question, Kenny. Ask the second question of this follow-up.
All right, and this is why we try to get you to shut up, Ron. Can you be with a man or woman if they slept with one of your friends?
Can you be with the man or woman that slept with one of your friends? Keon,
No.
coming to you. Hold on, Ron. Jesus Christ, we ain't come to you yet.
Nope.
Ron, Chris,
No.
Kizzle.
I'm gonna say no because I didn't see my homeboy get embarrassed about trying to wife a girl that didn't slept with the whole crew.
Oh,
And that
Ron.
was not. I felt sorry for him.
That's
The whole crew.
That's
Shit.
crazy.
Yeah, that's a right.
Ron, what about you? Can you wife something that's been with you?
Nah, we
Not
talked.
in my direct circle. No, sir.
Cool. Kenny,
We talked about that last show. Hell no.
me either. I'm childish. I'm not mature enough to date somebody who's dealt with the homeboy of mine. And I'm being 100%. We could be married, and you come on and say, "Yeah, I slept with Kenny." We getting a divorce today. I don't care. We got.
You know why too? Because she kept it from you.
Yep, she kept it from me, and you didn't give me the opportunity to make the decision. But I don't care. Even if you give me
And
the
I got a
opportunity,
problem with Kenny.
yeah, and if you give me the opportunity to make the decision, I'm still gonna tell you no. I'm not dating you.
But if you was in front of a person, and the person that's getting married or got married, but you knew, but everyone's trying to sweep it under the rug.
I ain't sweeping nothing under the rug.
Would you let
Kenny,
that person know? No, would you let that person know? Would you
Listen.
let your friend know if she slept with one of the homies?
You should.
Mm-hmm.
If and I'm gonna be honest with you, if she didn't sleep with me, if I wasn't the homie that she slept with, that's not my place.
Not
That's
my business.
between you and. So, for example, me, you, and Ron are super close. We brothers. So if Ron happened to sleep with your wife, that's his decision to tell you or not. That's not my decision.
It depends on who it is.
That doesn't have nothing to do with. That doesn't have nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with me.
Because if I find out and I found out that you knew, y'all niggas,
Yep.
both y'all niggas.
Yep.
Nah,
Yeah,
because
both of y'all done in my place.
Both y'all knew.
no, not for me, because I didn't sleep with your wife. Ron did. So that's Ron's job to step up and say something. Because at the end of the day, if I say something and you like, oh well, cool, why you tell me that? That ain't had nothing to do with you. Now I'm looking like the one that I'm just looking for lack of a better term, snitch. But I'm just saying that's to look like something that I had no business saying. It had nothing to do with me.
But you tell him if Joe Blow slept with his wife. So what's the difference? If you was man, you was man.
I'm not gonna even tell him if Joe Blow slept with wife because he's Joe
Blow.
Blow. That has nothing to do with
Stop
anything.
that shit. You're lying.
No,
Listen, man. I'm not telling if Ron and Kenny have the same woman in common. And I would say this. I would go to Ron and be like, Ron, you need to tell Kenny that you slept with his wife. I will put the pressure on Ron to say something.
I'm my place. So I expect you to say something.
Nah,
Where's the loyalty? Where's the loyalty?
That
You
is my loyalty.
you did give up honesty in your relationship. So I mean,
the loyalty is me staying away.
If it's some goofy ass dude that we can rock with from college, hit my wife, you'll tell me that, but you won't tell me about my friend? Oh.
Kenny, watch that nigga, man.
Y'all crazy. Hey man, y'all crazy, man. Like at the end of the day, I just don't feel as though, like I said, at the end of the day, I don't feel as though it's my place to speak on that. You know what I mean? Ron should say something.
I've done it before, and guess what? I was
What'd you say, Chris?
Let's go back.
Hold on, real quick. Hold up. What'd you say, Chris?
I've done it before, and like I've known two people that had the same girl in common, and I told them, and I told the girl that I was going to. It's hard to explain when it's all girls. I told her that I was going to tell her, and then I told her, and guess what? She told the girl, and now everybody know. And you know what? I'm happy I did because it still didn't work out. Anyway,
okay, cool.
You know.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Kenny, let's get this last question in here, y'all. And I appreciate y'all. Before we do this last round, everybody put their glass in the air, man. We got a toast.
Virtual toast.
The virtual toast, man. Shout out to all y'all. Thank you guys for being on here. You know what I mean? We appreciate y'all. Toast to all y'all guys, and let's take a sip.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Last round. Let's go, Kenny.
Make it a good one, Kenny. Make it a good one.
Okay, the last round is what advice would you give to a younger you? And then the follow-up question is, what advice would you give to a young person growing up?
Chris, let's start with you, Chris.
To a younger me, I would just say, don't even waste your time on them people.
What you mean by that? Speak on that.
Like specifically relationships. Like I've always known where I want to end up. It's been the same thing. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to have businesses that are successful, and I want someone to share it with. But if it's saying it's not right, it's not right, and just go. Just wait on it. You know, don't try to fix something that your intuition is broken.
So what you're saying is don't force anything.
Don't force it, and don't just be short-tempered enough to just walk away.
Okay, cool. And what advice would you give a person, a young lady in your space? You know what I mean? And we are I know that, you know, you've been talking on the pod. So you are gay. So what advice would you give a young lady growing up in this time?
Focus on you. Focus on you, get your money, make some goals, make some ambitions, you know, hit them targets. At this point, that's the easiest thing you can do in this corona space anyway. So come out of it looking better than you was.
Cool. Ron, talk to me, baby. What advice would you give the younger you, and what advice would you give a young man growing up in the world today?
Be better with your money.
That's a good one. I like that.
I mean, because I've made a lot of money, and I've spent a lot of money.
Dude, we have blown a lot of money, bro.
I mean, I've had some fun. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would be with it. Like, you know, still have a lot of fun, but always make sure you got a rack put away, a rack put away, a rack put away. Invest in a rack in this, invest in a rack in that. Pay attention to things that make money around you more than you have.
Gotcha.
And don't give up on shit. Don't give up on shit that don't work out instantly.
Got you. So that's what you would tell a young you and somebody growing up in this time?
Yeah, pay attention to your money.
Got you. Cool.
Focus on your money more.
Yeah.
For the younger me, I would say be patient. Everything is a process.
Got you. Okay.
For when I'm talking to youth, I think that's fairly easy. I do it pretty often. I would say find something that you love and base your career on that.
That's dope. That's dope. You're right. Because the money gonna come if you love it.
Absolutely.
The money gonna come if you love it. Kizzle, let me come to you. Because you coming, no disrespect, but you coming from a male standpoint.
This asshole.
You coming from a male standpoint because you are, you know what? I'm not gonna even get into that. But Kizzle,
Shut up. Keon must be my spirit animal because we are very in sync right now. So what I would tell my younger self is to one, be patient, as well as be authentically who you are. Okay. Don't worry about what the people around you say, and don't be afraid to live out loud. Now let
me ask you a question, Kizzle, and and Chris, you too. I know you guys, like you said, you in your 30s, and Kizzle, I know you in your 30s as well. Now, when you say live out loud, does that has anything to do with your sexuality? And is that why you're saying that? And the reason why I ask that, because I know that, you know, sometimes it's hard to be accepted.
I think for me personally, it kind of goes both ways as far as with my sexuality in the beginning, worrying about how people were going to interpret that, as well as just in general, not being so much of an overthinker and fearful of how people are going to receive you.
Gotcha. And before you finish, Chris, what about you?
No, that has nothing to do with my sexuality. One, because socially it's been a more acceptable thing to be a feminine lesbian. But secondly, I don't care.
Okay, cool. So back to you, Kizzle. Back to you, Kizzle.
What advice would I give someone
growing up in this world?
Knowledge, man. Knowledge is the most powerful thing that you can have. So learn as much as you can and be a sponge around whoever is willing to give you the time to soak up what they have to offer. Got you.
Last question, man, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. And before we wrap it, man, I appreciate you, Black, beautiful people, man. Like you were saying, I appreciate you young ladies and the young man and Ron, man. I appreciate you guys, man. But before we wrap up, it's the last question that we ask before we close out the pod. Ron, I'm gonna start with you. One or two people, it could be one or two people that you would like to have a bar drinking entree with, and why? They can be dead or alive. They can be rich or famous. They can be rich and famous, or they can be just somebody that's just around the way, or it can be anything, anybody in this world. Okay, and why?
I mean, my father was like my man. You know what I'm saying?
He was your hero.
He was my homie. You know what I'm saying? My father was a good guy. You know what I mean? He talked to him about anything. He understood situations. He was, he lived through it. He was a good guy to talk to, non-judgmental.
Gotcha. Anybody else or just that one?
No, I mean, then, unfortunately, I mean, yeah, my homeboy Stan, Scoopy.
Okay.
He passed away some years back.
Rest easy, young fella.
That was a good guy. That was like a very genuine, funny, true thug all the way through. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes to show with him, what I miss about him the most is like, you could be that way and still be genuine and kind-hearted and have a great mind.
Gotcha. Chris, coming to you, Chris. What would you like to have one or two people that you would like to have a bar drinking on? We're trying to wrap it up, but one or two people do you like to have a bar drinking entree with, and why?
I would like to have a bar drinking entree with Obama.
Okay.
And
which one?
Can they come as a set?
They can come as a set.
Barack Obama.
Okay.
And Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay, on why?
I mean, I just feel like both of them are a wealth of knowledge. Obama more so for my cultural side, and then Robert Kiyosaki for my business side.
Got you. And just enlighten us on Robert Kiyosaki for the people that may not know him.
So he's a businessman. He actually was good friends with Donald Trump.
But no worries.
Yeah. But no worries. I mean, it was a business relationship at that point. But my top 3 favorite books is Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Rich Dad. That's why I wanted you to get to. That's why I wanted you to get to.
Yeah. So I read it every year. Once a year, just to get it's like one of those things to get your blood flowing again. If I'm having a rough patch, or if I feel like, I'm kind of stagnant right now, I'm in a different money space right now. Let me go back, look at my quadrants, see where I'm at, see how I can, make my life move a little bit more. So I go back to that every year. That's one of my favorite books.
Got you. Cool. Kizzle.
I'm gonna go with my girl Queen Latifah. That was my first crush when I was growing up, before I knew what my girl crush was. And she has been able to infiltrate in a space where she appeals to everybody, not just on TV, on the big screen, but also with endorsements and being a cover girl and laureate, all that stuff. So I feel like not only does she have a lot of wealth to offer on a business perspective, but just on a personal perspective of how she was able to be comfortable in her skin. So
gotcha. Anybody else? You said 2, but if you don't have nobody, that's fine too. If you
don't have nobody, Cheryl Swoops.
Swoops.
Cheryl Swoops.
Gotcha.
Just
Why
want to
Smooth though?
sit and talk basketball. She was the first female to have a shoe.
Yes, she was.
That's history. So I love sneakers. I love basketball. So to just kind of chop it up with her to find out how it was growing up in that era of playing ball, that would be love. And if you haven't checked out Women of Troy on HBO, watch that documentary.
That
it's
joint
really
is good. With Cheryl Miller and Cynthia Cooper, they would play for the USC Trojans. That team was crazy.
Crazy.
That team was crazy. But and last but not least, Keon. Who would you like to have a bar, drink, and entree with? And one or two people.
Okay. So I have two people. Both of mine are deceased. The first person I would like is Will.
You said who?
Will.
Oh yeah.
And the second is Tupac.
Okay.
And I'll tell y'all why. Can't get on my nerves. Before Frenchie and I dated, long before we dated, I used to follow on social media when he was going through transitions and when he was sick. And I always thought he was one of the strongest people I could ever see.
Before you keep going, man, drink, man, let's put one up there, man. Let's take a shot for Will, man. Everybody, put a cup up for Will, man. Put a cup up for Will, man. Like, yes, we got to do that. That's my guy, you know what I'm saying? All right.
And he really inspired me. I inboxed him a few times and, just kind of checked on him and things of that sort. But he was really, really, really an inspiration. Like, it's funny because I vividly remember saying, if he can get through that, I can get through what I'm going through.
Got you.
So I would definitely love to be able to chat it up and have conversations and just kind of see, what that thought process was. And my second, Tupac. Listen, Tupac was my all-time favorite. I'm pretty sure Frenchie was just texting Kenny about me singing Tupac lyrics.
Yes, even the song. That's not even a popular song by the casual Pac fans, but I was like, oh man, I was amazed.
Pac was the greatest, okay? Yeah. Don't ever get it twisted, I had
fans.
I got a lot of respect for Pac.
Cool.
He was very intelligent. He was a revolutionary, and I feel like he was a lot deeper than a lot of people see on the surface.
Gotcha.
Right.
Man, thank you guys so much for being a part of Bar, Drinks, and Entrees, episode 7. We really, really appreciate you guys, man, and thank you for taking time out of y'all busy schedules, to be with us tonight, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate everybody that came to the pod tonight. Thank you guys, man. Y'all did a good job, man, and I want to say, all black everything, of course, but you beautiful black individuals, man. Appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you guys, man. And it's always love. And thank you for taking the time out, man. Another episode is down. Episode 7, Drinks and Entrees. Everybody take one more shot. Kenny, you got anything you want to say before we leave?
Man, I appreciate everybody for putting their time in, and definitely it's all love from Bar, Drinks and Entrees. You want toast?
Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for having us, man.
No, thanks for being on there, man. All right, man. Y'all guys enjoy the rest of y'all night and enjoy the weekend, man.
I'd like to be paid next time, Kenny. Just let you know.
James handles all the financials.
Whatever the budget is, I'd like to be, Cash App something. You know what I mean?
The budget is zero, and I will buy a drink from you to pay you for your services.
There you go.
But thank you guys again. Salute to all you guys, man. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, man. Thank you very much.
Happy Mother's Day to you queens.
Oh,
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, man.
Happy Mother's Day,
man.
Keon.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Kenny.
You restricted me for saying a few words on the show.
All right, y'all, man. Good night, man. Thank you again.
Thanks for having
Enjoyed
us.
you guys, man. Appreciate you.
Good night.
Good
Take
night.
care.
Take care.